Beyond leaderboards have been announced. Although we don't have a specific date for the start of rewards, we do know that the rewards will be paid out to the top 100 on the leaderboard. If you're new to this channel, my name is Nick, and I talk all about how you can make Illuvium work for you and how you can make a return on your investment. None of this is financial advice. And in this video, I'm going to go through some ways we can improve the Illuvium Beyond leaderboard. And a lot of these improvements can be applied to future leaderboards in other games, such as the Arena. So first, let's expand the top 100 in the leaderboards to a top 500, or even a top 1,000. That number can be increased over time as the player base gets bigger. But the problem I see with the top 100 is that once you fall out of that top 100 and you feel that there's no way you can climb back in, the collecting and bonding part of Illuvium Beyond loses its appeal. These players may start selling off some of their Illuvatars, and that's not something we ever want to see. We want to create systems so that everybody wants to hold on to all their assets. And then moving into my next improvement would be having some additional rewards other than ILV. Even if we increase to 500 or 1,000 on the leaderboard for rewards, those rewards don't have to be in ILV. These rewards can be in the form of NFTs, which are essentially created by Illuvium. These could be more discs to open. I actually think that would be one of the best options. So say you're on the leaderboard between 101 and 500, and you may just get a free standard disc. That standard disc, depending on the price of Ethereum and ILV at the time, is around $9 USD. But again, that $9 isn't really coming from anywhere because Illuvium can mint these discs. Other things that could be set as rewards could be NFT skins, or even emotes. Next possible improvement would be allowing players to claim those rewards in SILV2 rather than just ILV. Claiming in SILV2 will promote spending that SILV2 back in the game, and the more spending we have in the game, the better for everybody. Secondly, if you're claiming in SILV2, you're slowly decreasing the total supply of ILV, and in the longer run, that could mean a higher ILV price. Next up, we have seasonal rewards, and these are bonus rewards that are given out to the leaderboard when the end of that wave happens. So right now, rewards are going to be given out once per week, but if we have an extra bonus at the end of that wave, this is going to incentivize everybody on the leaderboard to hold on to their Illuvatars and not try to prematurely sell those off to get some extra liquidity for the upcoming wave. Next up, we have 2 leaderboards, and this would take place after the first wave is done. If you're a new player to this ecosystem coming into Illuvatars in Wave 2, it's going to cost you quite a bit of money to buy the Illuvatars of Wave 1 off of the market and compete in the leaderboards. So as time goes on, it's going to be harder and harder and nearly impossible unless you're a big-time whale to get into that top 100 of the leaderboards. But I'd propose 2 leaderboards. One that is based just off of that current wave. So you can keep the original leaderboard as is, but the second leaderboard would just take into account those Illuvatars from that wave. This would actually incentivize the people who have already been in previous waves to continue to bond accessories to newer wave Illuvatars. Because they may have already bonded one of every accessory in an earlier wave, and they have those slots filled in their album. But if they want to be able to compete on that current wave's leaderboard, they're going to have to bond Illuvatars from that current wave with these accessories. Next up would be streak rewards. And how these would work is if you maintain a top 10 spot or a top 50 or a top 100 spot for a certain amount of weeks, you get a bonus reward. Again, this could be ILV, this could be discs, this could be emotes, but this would encourage people to stay on top of their album and not let themselves slip out of any of those cutoff points, ultimately leading to more purchasing of discs and these Illuvatars. Instead of sitting around, 48th, 49th, 50th place, waiting until you drop out so you can upgrade to get back into that 50, it would give more incentive to somebody who's in that 48th spot to upgrade their album so they're safe from dropping out of that top 50. This would also incentivize those early Illuvatar collectors to keep buying in future waves. If they're at a streak of 93 days in a row in the top 100 and then wave 2 comes out, that they're going to be buying to maintain that spot to get to that 100 days where maybe they get some exclusive NFT skin for an arena or Mozart. And like I said, a lot of these concepts can be applied to other leaderboards, not just necessarily Illuvium Beyond. And to finish off, I just want to add a little bonus idea for a future PvP arena leaderboard, and that would be to have a separate leaderboard for competing with just tier 0 alluvials. There's been some talk in the Discord in the Illuvium community recently about free-to-play players and how they could possibly progress through the game. And we know that there's going to be a lot of talented free-to-play players in Illuvium, but not all of them are going to have the money to be able to purchase and travel to these higher tiers to catch higher tier Illuvials. So there could be a leaderboard where the top 100 free-to-play players using only tier 0 Illuvials have a chance to make some ILV or some other NFT rewards that they could sell off and start getting into that game loop of collecting higher tier Illuvials and working their way up the ladder. I'll probably be throwing out this reminder in the next couple of weeks of my videos that I am running for the strategy sub-council for Illuvium. By the time this releases, the voting will happen in approximately 2 weeks. So while I would love your vote for that council, make sure if you are holding on to ILV, you're getting out there, you're looking at the candidates, and you're putting in your vote for these different sub-councils, because the people who make it onto these councils are the people who are going to not necessarily determine, but guide how Illuvium rolls out over the next 6 months, over this next month. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.